What's up? What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. It's Work for It Wednesday. Welcome to the brand new suite. Y'all know what it is. It's Wednesday. We got to put in that work. Are you ready to work? I know I am. I'm ready to work. Are you ready to work? It's a beautiful I think we still in spring weather. That's outside. You know, you got the birds. I know they ain't doing too well this year, but but I'm still Orioles fan, true and true. they still rocking, if you ask me. So they're gonna get better. I think they gonna win that East. I think they're gonna win the American League East. I think they're gonna pull it out. It's 182 games, so it's a long way to go. So they just got to put a couple of winning streaks together, 10-game winning streaks together, win 10, lose 2, something like that, and they'll be right there, I believe, though too. So it's Work for It Wednesday. So let's hop right into it. Y'all know what we've been talking about all this week. We've been talking about you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. You got game. You got game. And what we're talking about are those 5 ways for you to win the branding game. Because I want you to come away this week understanding and knowing that you are a winner. You are a winner. Your brand is winning, but you got to be in the position if you're going to win. And so these what we've been talking about this week is the different ways as a brand how you position yourself to win. So let's talk about this today. What we're talking about today is you want to play offense, not defense. Now, not saying you don't play defense, because y'all know in basketball you got to play offense and defense. You ain't gonna be on the court too long if you can't really play both ways. You can't play defense. You're a liability. I'm sorry, but the purpose is to play offense, not defense. Is to be strong on offense when it comes to your brand and business, and you're creating value before you need attention. I'm gonna say that again. You create value before you need attention. One more time for you, because I don't think the people in the back heard me. You know, you create value before you create attention. A lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of leaders, they want the attention before they create the value. Well, the way that you create sustainability is by creating the value before you create attention. Here's what happens: reactive brands, they wait. Reactive brand, those that wait, that's the react. Those are those that react, as opposed to winning brands lead. I heard this the other day, and I thought it was a great quote. And they said that average brands. They didn't say brands, but I'm using brands. Average brands, follow trends. Great brands, elite brands. We talking elite brands here, because you are elite. Yeah, you are part of the elite. You do know that, right? The brand in the brand you suite, we are part of the elite. Yeah, I know that rhyme too. But elite brands, elite brands create trends. So you're not someone who follows trends. You create trends. You lead trends. That's what a mindset that I want you to be able to have all this week. So today, what I want you to do, in order to have that elite mindset, the elite brand mindset, and to win, play offense, not defense. I want you to focus on these couple of things today, and then we done. Okay. First thing I want you to focus on is consistent content. Ask yourself, do you create consistent content every single day, Monday through Friday? Where am I? I'm here. I am creating consistent content because I am here to assist you to be able to master your craft. And that is why I create the content that I create. That's my assignment. I want you to figure out what your assignment is as a brand, and I want you to create consistent content around that. When you can do that, you become you play offense, not defense. Second thing I want you to do, here's number 2. I want you to be a thought leader. Thought leadership. Think that you are a thought leader. That's what I'm talking about with trends. You don't You don't follow trends. You create them. Thought leadership creates trends. You create the trend. The trend isn't already created. If you don't create the trend does not happen. So be a thought leader today. Be someone that says, you know what? I think this is what we can do better in in the industry that we are part of. Steve Jobs said this in the movie Jobs. He said, "We don't have to be different. We're not. We don't have to be different in the industry that we're part of. We just have to be better." That's thought leaders. That's thought leadership right there. He didn't worry about being different. He didn't want to. The industry is the industry. There are things that you do that others do. They do. You all do the same thing. But what you have the ability to do as a thought leader is to do it better. I'm going to do it better than you do. That's how I'm going to master the industry, master the marketplace, because I'm going to do it better. You may do widgets. You may do phones, but I'm going to do the phone better. This Apple, this Android, I'm going to do it better than you. And nobody did it better than Steve Jobs. He was always about Apple being different. That's why you have the saying he has, think different, but it's about being better. He was always constantly thinking of how he could make the Apple products better. That's what I need you to do today. The third one is your customer experience. Today, I want you to think about how you can create a better customer experience for those that you serve. How do you make that experience, whether it's the before, during, and after, whichever area you want to focus on today, make it better. Make that area, that experience better. Because when that experience becomes memorable, when that experience becomes something that they haven't encountered before, they want to come back to it. Or even if they've encountered it before, they will come back to you because the particular problem and challenge that you solve is not the other challenges or problems that they may have. But you do it in such a way that the experience that you give to them, that you gave to them, makes you want to come back over and over and over again. Be innovative. Here's the fourth one. Be innovative. How can you today, how can you today have a 21st century mindset to what you do? How can you make it better from a technology standpoint, from an overall standpoint? Be a creative of how you can make your brand stand out, look better, be better than those others that are in your particular industry. So you got to be innovative. Take a few minutes, whatever it is, look at your product, look at your service, and ask that tough question. How can I make it better? And you don't have to do it by yourself. Ask your customers, those that you serve. How was your experience with us? How can we do what we do better? I love it when I go to a store or whatever, and they ask us, they ask me, did you find everything that you need? Did you, what are when they ask the specific question, what can we do better? I've had companies ask me, what can we do better? How can we do this better? And it begins to trigger you, the experience, everything that I just talked about. It begins to trigger the experience that they have with you to create when you use innovation abilities. And the last one is the visibility with purpose. You're creating this awareness of your brand. Every single day, you should be creating visibility. You should be doing something that puts your brand in the position to be able to be seen, heard, and be found. Seen, heard. How are you going to be seen, heard, and found today? You want to have, but it's not just being seen, heard, and found. You want to have a purpose to being seen, a purpose to being heard, a purpose to being found. What are you going to do that's going to be purposeful in that visibility today? How are you going to be visible today? But then how are you going to make that visibility purposeful, meaningful? Because everyone that sees you today, you want them to what? You want to draw them to your product, to your service. You want to draw them to see what you have to, what you're going to produce and what you're going to deliver. And when, as they see what you're going to produce and what you're going to deliver, that is going to take them to want to take the offer that that you're giving to them about the problem that you solve. So focus on those things today. Consistent content, you're being a thought leader, your customer experience, being innovative, and visibility with purpose. Those are the 5 things I want you to focus on today as you're going through the day. That's your homework for today. And the last part of that is I want you to ask yourself, are you creating opportunities or are you waiting for them? Trendsetters don't wait for opportunities. They create them. Go out, be the trendsetter that your brand was assigned to be able to be today. And if you focus on these 5 things that I just talked about, I promise you, you'll get those opportunities that will come to you as a result of that. So that's what I got for you today, the Impact Builder. Now, if you want to go into greater detail about these 5 ways to win the branding game, connect with us. Y'all know the information will be right there in the description for you. Get on the calendar so that we can have a strategy session. We can talk about your vision. We can talk about how you can bring that to reality and how you use these 5 points, these 5 ways to be able to win the branding game in order to be able to create the sustainability that you want to be able to create and master your craft, master your industry, and master the marketplace that you are a part of. I'm the Impact Builder. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Think different. Greatness Thursday. We'll see you soon. Peace.